This year, with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Infinity Ward has taken it upon themselves to create a game with realism as the main priority and guiding factor in nearly every place possible. From the campaign, which is set to feel like it could literally happen in our world, to multiplayer where weapons look and behave just like they would in real life. In fact, Infinity Ward has said that the main reason zombies is not going to be a thing this year is because it simply would not make sense to have zombies in this Modern Warfare universe. It wouldn't feel real, thus campaign, spec ops, and multiplayer will suffice. Plus, maybe Battle Royale, but that's a topic for a different day. Anyways, realism is a very heavy focus this year, and thus when it comes to the game's customization, things might end up being a little bit, well, bland, I guess would be the best word to describe it. Oftentimes, the most popular camos and outfits in the game are the ones that are flashy and extravagant, as they are the most eye-catching and they really stand out in general. Like, for instance, Dark Matter or Diamond, two camos that everybody loves to own. Except, well, here's the thing. Dark Matter is not the most realistic camo out there, so that poses the question, will Modern Warfare have a Dark Matter camo? And today we are going to answer just that. Before we do that though, subscriber plug.
You serious?
If you guys are new here and you want to stay up to date with all the latest Call of Duty news and intel, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on, that way you'll always know when I upload a new video. And of course, if you enjoyed this one, the like button would really appreciate it if you pushed it once and turned it blue. And now let's get into the ultimate camo here in Modern Warfare. So, Modern Warfare is going to shake things up big time in the customization world for a handful of reasons right out of the gates. First and foremost, we've got the Gunsmith feature, and as we have discussed plenty of times on the channel in the past, the Gunsmith edition is, without a doubt, the most in-depth and diverse loadout customization feature that we have ever seen in Call of Duty. And thanks to the PC version of the beta, we know that there will actually be attachment variants, much like Black Ops 3 had, that end up changing the physical look of the weapon, alongside giving the weapon the added pros and cons of the attachment itself. So those will change how your weapon looks in general when equipped. We also have blueprints this year, which are essentially cosmetic variants that kind of aren't cosmetic. However, they do not give you any significant advantage in-game. Instead, blueprints are made up of attachment setups on certain weapons that also add a different style camo to your weapon. For instance, the Hammer shotgun is a blueprint for the 725 shotgun that gives you a somewhat bland realistic camo on the weapon alongside a dual silenced short barrel, an angled foregrip, and also a holographic sight. So you can essentially make the Hammer shotgun blueprint by yourself simply by putting on those attachments, but it won't look the exact same as the Hammer shotgun itself. So it's a cosmetic variant for a weapon setup that has altered statistics thanks to those attachments in specific. Kinda confusing, but it's relevant to what we're talking about. As you can see, that Camo Showcase there really is not that impressive. It's brown and dark green and khaki. I'm just saying, I don't think players out there are getting too excited about a khaki colored camo, unless of course you are Jake from State Farm. So with that said, realism is very clearly on display here. But also, the basic camos that we've seen in the past really aren't that extravagant either. Even in games like, say, Black Ops 4, which is not based on realism, the starter camos you get for various headshot challenges don't even come close when competing with Dark Matter and Diamond and all things of that nature, let alone the purchasable camos like the various reactive ones that we've seen throughout the year. So perhaps this camo on display is simply a replica of one of those more basic camos. At the same time though, those higher up, more pristine camos, if you will, probably won't be fluorescent pink or bright blue and purple. That's just not entirely realistic in most cases. But there is no denying players want something to grind for. Honestly, a massive flaw with Black Ops 4 was that there really weren't a ton of things to grind out throughout the year. The list pretty much consisted of prestiging in each mode and also unlocking Dark Matter. That was about it, and neither of those things are particularly hard, especially when you have a whole year to do them. That said, Infinity Ward and Activision seem to be building Modern Warfare as a game for the long-term fans, for those who want to experience a realistic, different style of Call of Duty for multiple years. So grind factors, I would hope, would be very abundant, and the most prominent grind factor that we've seen in the past few years is that ultimate camo. First, it was back in BO3 when we figured, oh, Diamond Camo looks pretty cool, let's unlock that for all the weapons in the game. And to our surprise, when we did that, this strange, glowing nebula-like camo called the Dark Matter was born, and everyone loved it, and thus the Dark Matter grind was created. Then Infinite Warfare dropped and people wondered, think they did this in this game too? And lo and behold, Solar and Black Sky Camo became a thing. Then over in Modern Warfare Remastered, we also got the Exclusion Zone Camo, despite that obviously not being a thing in the original game. Now, we are going to skip over World War II and come back to that in just a moment, but then, of course, this past year with BO4, we also had Dark Matter Camo available once again, and not just in multiplayer, but all across the board in Zombies and Blackout eventually as well. Now, jumping back to World War II, the reason that I skipped over it was because this game, unlike Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3 and 4 and Modern Warfare Remastered, tried to focus on realism for the first portion of the game. The camos and the outfits and all things of that nature were not wacky and flashy and extravagant, and instead realism was a driving force behind their creation. However, pretty quickly players got kind of bored with the realistic focus. Chrome Camo was the first main ultimate camo in the game, and to be honest, Chrome really wasn't that enticing to grind out, and I think a lot of other players felt that same way. While it was definitely cooler than some of the other camos in the game, it was no Dark Matter, let's just be honest there. But after a while, Sledgehammer took things in a bit more exciting direction and ended up adding in Chrome Tiger and some more flashy camos and outfits in general. So all of that leads us up to where we are now, where for the past 4 years we've had an ultimate camo to grind out in every single game. And the 1 year that realism was supposed to be a driving force in the game, the ultimate camo was the least desirable out of them all. A little while back, it was apparently leaked by the gaming revolution that Gold and Diamonds and those more extravagant camos were not going to be in the game this year. But as of late last month, TGR ended up correcting himself by saying that his sources said that there will be camos for unlocking every camo on every weapon within every weapon class. AKA, Gold and Diamond Camo will be a thing. They might not be called Gold and Diamond, but we'll refer to them as such for the sake of this conversation. So if Gold and Diamond are a thing, and there will apparently be camos for unlocking every camo in every weapon class, I would assume some kind of ultimate unlock like Dark Matter would be a thing as well. The question is though, how extreme and how out there will this ultimate camo actually be? And that's where I want to turn to the comments for today's video. For this rumored ultimate camo, would you want them to stick to the realistic approach and keep the ultimate unlock something similar to, say, Chrome from World War II, or would you rather them abandon the realistic approach for these major unlocks and instead allow something a bit more flashy to be unlocked if in fact you do unlock gold on every single primary and every single secondary weapon in the game? Feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Anyways, back to the main question for today. Will Modern Warfare have some kind of ultimate camo? Honestly, I don't see why not. Just going off of the previous patterns, the past 4 years have all had ultimate camos available to unlock, including MWR, which by no means had to have one. And that, coinciding with the Gaming Revolution sources saying that they are working on something right now, leads me to believe that we will end up having some major grindable camo this year with Modern Warfare. With all of that being said though, that is effectively going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like rating on it, as it would be much appreciated and it does really help out the channel. And of course, if you guys are brand new here and you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the world of Call of Duty, ranging from news to leaks to updates and pretty much everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on. That way you'll always know when I post a new video. The next few weeks leading up to the full release of MW are going to be jam-packed with some pretty fun and exciting content, so definitely make sure you stay tuned for all of that. As always, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found down in the description below, and once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.